What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knotts and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns, 5 chilling deep websites. Number 5. There exists a website on the deep web which specializes in selling and cooking human flesh. Cannibalism is a topic rarely spoken of in our society and is usually only popular in third world countries, oftentimes used for ceremonial purposes or even for punishment. However, human meat lovers still live among us today, and to satiate their appetite for human meat, these individuals should look no further than the deep web. According to the creator of the website, who's remained anonymous, he's been selling human meat for many years. He states that he often gets asked whether or not he actually eats human meat, and the answer is shockingly no. He says that this question angers him as he doesn't partake in nor condone the act of consuming human flesh. Rather, he says it's simply just a highly profitable business and his customer base only continues to grow. Some have speculated that one day cannibalism may become the norm. While that sounds a bit far-fetched and ridiculous, it's certainly true that the number of cannibals in the world has been steadily increasing in recent years. Be this due to an actual demand for the product or simply a modern-day curiosity to try something new, we aren't too sure. But what we are sure of is that this is a terrifying business, and a cannibalistic butcher is not someone you'd likely want to mess with. Number 4. This next website sort of piggybacks off the cannibalism community we just spoke of. There are multiple websites and tutorials on the deep web describing in extreme detail how to properly cook a human woman. Now, it's no secret that many of these tutorials that you can find in the deep web are simply fake. They're oftentimes used to scare off new deep web users or just to toy around with younger viewers. However, in this particular instance, these tutorials are confirmed to be real, as they're often coincided with actual step-by-step videos documenting the process. The guide goes into such detail as to explain precisely where you want to cut, how firmly you want to cut so as not to damage the meat, and exactly how to prepare the meat for it to remain its best possible texture. Though there's one small detail we've yet to mention. This particular video guide is actually an instructional on how to cook a live woman. Much of the walkthrough is dedicated to keeping the victim alive for as long as possible and making all the right cuts and incisions so as to preserve her life for as long as possible. Supposedly, fear makes the meat taste a bit stronger. Number 3. Aside from violence on the deep web, there are quite a few large communities of individuals who are into some rather strange behavior. One of these communities is known as Bugchasers. A Bugchaser is the name given to an individual who finds sexual gratification in collecting STDs. What's rather odd is that this community is extremely strong, and there are just about countless websites on the deep web dedicated exclusively to conversing with other Bugchasers, meeting up with them and exchanging collections, so to speak. Think of it kind of like trading baseball cards or pogs, but rather life-altering medical conditions that oftentimes have no cure or proven course of treatment. Some of the more popular diseases to spread are HIV, syphilis, and chlamydia. In fact, it's quite common in forums to see people bragging about spreading these diseases to individuals who had no idea they were being infected. It's truly sad, to be quite honest, and in certain parts of the country it's considered to be a crime. So the next time you're going on a date with a stranger, be sure to play it safe. Never take a stranger's word for anything, especially when it comes to potentially spreading a life-threatening disease. Number 2. There's somewhat of a strange story that originated on the deep web, asking individuals if they'd be interested in a job opportunity. This specific job opportunity offered $255,000 in exchange for working on a ship for 6 full months. Now, when offering that kind of money, many people's knee-jerk reaction would be to accept. However, if you look at the job requirements, things become a bit strange and concerning. First, you're asked to have absolutely zero communication with the outside world. This kind of seems a bit sketchy at first, but maybe it's some sort of secretive project that the host simply doesn't want to get leaked out to the public just yet. However, as you continue to read on, you'll notice that combat experience is also required for the position. This begs the question, what on earth could be taking place on that ship that would cause it to be worth $255,000, yet require some sort of combat experience? To this day, while the job offer remains one of the most popular deep web stories around, no one has any idea what the job offer is actually truly about. Any of those who have accepted the offer have never reported back about its validity or the details. The job supposedly remains available to this day. Number 1. Human experimentation is quite obviously illegal, even if those involved are doing so voluntarily. It's been forbidden since World War II. Just take a look back on Hitler and you'll understand why. However, regardless of this, multiple governments and government agencies have still been caught performing unauthorized human experiments over the last few decades, with the US government being the most memorable and popular due to their involvement in MKUltra. But all of that's somewhat beside the point. There exist multiple websites on the deep web revolving specifically around human experimentation. Typically, these experiments are carried out on runaways, orphans, or kidnapping victims. The common target is simply an individual who very few people would actually miss, so as to avoid any unnecessary police intervention. These experiments have become quite gory over the years, so much so that we can't really make mention of any of the extreme cases without risking this video being removed. However, one of the more tame tests involved immersing individuals in cold water. There are known to have been at least 21 victims during this trial, all of whom passed away. The purpose of the test is to determine just how long someone could remain in frigid water before passing away. The water was commonly below freezing temperatures, and according to study results, most of the victims remained in the water for well over an hour before passing away. According to many deep web users, these experimentation websites have become largely inactive in recent years, though there are certain communities that are still going strong. It's just terrifying to think that anytime you see a missing person poster, their fate may be much darker than any of us could possibly imagine. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.